just want to say that I'm so sorry.
Selena Gomez is having a literal, full-on mental breakdown over the fact that Trump is now, at very fast speed, deporting illegal migrants out of America. Take a listen to this pathetic video.
All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
She is properly broken. The lefties just cannot handle this. I mean, she is sobbing. Absolutely sobbing, crying her eyes out. I mean, part of me wants to feel bad for her because I hate seeing a girl crying, but I'm sorry. If you broke into the country illegally, you do not have a right to be there. Okay, how can you expect not to be deported? I mean, can we go back to the common sense days where we said countries have a border, and if you pass that border when you're not legally supposed to, then you'll be sent back to the other side? Like, what happened to those days where that was the norm and you didn't cry your eyes out over people being sent back to the other side of a border if they crossed it illegally? I mean, what is going on? I mean, these celebrities, they just live in such a bubble. These people, you know, Selena Gomez, who I'm sure lives in, you know, a nice gated community and has, you know, a very fancy lifestyle, doesn't have to, you know, be one of the people in a town in, you know, let's say Texas, right by the border, that has been absolutely flooded with, you know, they've had millions and millions, what, like 7 or 8 million illegal migrants under Joe Biden. Insane numbers, just flooding their communities. They cannot cope in the slightest with the number. You think it's bad in the UK, it's fucking awful over there, devastating these communities, making girls in the communities feel unsafe. But Selena Gomez, she just doesn't get it, does she? Because she lives in her bubble. She just lives in her bubble. And this was the border czar speaking to the news, saying, you know what, it's not going to slow down. The flights, deportation flights, they're going to be happening every day, and they're going to become even more frequent than they are now. They're scared now, these lefties, but it's going to get worse for them. Take a listen to this.
I want to go back to those military flights going south. As you said, we have never seen that before. Is that going to be a constant commitment from the U.S. military every single day? Yes. To take deportees out?
Yes.
So is this what we will see every single day, ending in what the president has promised is millions and millions being deported?
Yes, but you're going to see the number steadily increase, the number of arrests nationwide as we open up the aperture. Right now it's concentrating public safety threats, national security threats. That's a smaller population. So we're going to do this on priority base, as President Trump's promised, but as that aperture opens, there'll be more arrests nationwide.
When you talk about the aperture opening, the estimates of perhaps those who have been convicted or arrested in the past, 700,000 to over 1 million. So after you do that, then you go after everybody who is there illegally.
If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table, because it's not okay to, you know, violate laws of this country. You got to remember, every time you enter this country illegally, you violated a crime under Title 8, United States Code 1325. It's a crime. So if you're in the country illegally, you got a problem. And that's why I'm hoping those who are in the country illegally who have not been ordered removed by the federal judge should leave.
Oh my God. I mean, he's so blunt and just so to the point, but I crave this kind of common sense in the UK. He says, look, if you have crossed the border illegally, you have broken the law of this land, you have committed a crime, you are on the table for deportation. Why don't we say that in this country? Well, I'll tell you why. It's the ECHR. You come here illegally and you say, oh, my human rights. Oh, my right to a family life. This and that. I remember with the Rwanda flights, when people were trying to resist being put on Rwanda flights, when we thought some of those were going to take off. They didn't ever take off, did they? And you had people saying that they're scared of flying going to their lefty lawyers saying, please get me out of this because I'm scared of flying. You had people resisting being put on the Bibi Stockholm barge because they were saying they have a fear of water, even though they came here on a dinghy, right? In this country and anywhere in Europe, you can use human rights to get away with crimes. It is a crime to come in the country illegally. And even if you don't think coming in the country illegally is a crime, there are plenty of cases of people who have committed genuine crimes like rape in this country who haven't been deported because of their sodding human rights. I spoke to you guys yesterday about the story of a Gambian man who came to this country in 2004 on a 6-month visa, was never kicked out the country, and then 2015 he raped a woman and he was sent to prison, thankfully, for 6 years, but then he was meant to be deported after he came out of prison. So after he came out of prison, Home Office put him in an immigration detention centre, but they didn't manage to deport him because he mounted at least 6 legal challenges against the Home Office, talking about his mental health, talking about how he may have a tough time if he goes back to Gambia. Don't care, mate, you're a rapist, get out. And as a consequence, he's not being deported, but he's getting a fat payout of compensation of your taxpayer money because the High Court ruled that the Home Office unfairly kept him in that immigration detention centre. Oh, bless his little cotton socks, the poor rapist. Oh, we must look after him and his human rights. Okay? That shit wouldn't fly in America. That shit wouldn't fly under Trump. Okay? Listen to that again if you have to that interview. This is the approach that we should have in the UK. Institutions like the ECHR are stopping us. Okay? Trump, in his first week, has already got planes taking off to Colombia. Colombia didn't accept the planes, but then what did Trump do? He said, tariff, tariff, tariff. We're going to have, all of these really tough measures on Colombia because they won't accept our planes. Straight away, planes accepted. And in fact, they said, we'll give you the fancy Colombian presidential planes to bring the illegal migrants back over to us. You see how it's done? You see how it's done. Yvette Cooper and Keir Starmer, you take notes. I think you're going to see a lot more lefties like Selena Gomez crying because I'm sure as hell that Trump is not going to stop. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Thank you very much for watching. See you all soon. Adios.